How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Now, it feels a little bit since I've gotten a chance to talk to you guys, man, but that's how life is sometimes. You just get busy, and this is a hobby for me. But I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be able to talk to you guys for a little bit. And today I want to talk about Black Adam. We're going to be reviewing that because I just came back from the movie theater, and man, I'm amped up, man. Got a lot of adrenaline running through me right now because the movie was good, man. So if you come in here and you're just wondering, want to know if I think it was good or not, I think it was good, and I think it is worth your money. I think it's worth going to the theaters and watching it just because of the action, and it was just awesome. It was a good time. It was a great time. So if you're wondering that, yes, it is worth it to go see in the theater. Now I'm going to be breaking down some of the stuff I did like and some of the stuff I didn't like, some of the stuff that worked, some of the stuff that didn't work, and share some of the stuff that was pretty exciting for me. So I'm going to say, I'm a preface, tomato, by saying that while I am a DC person, I do love DC, I'm not a Black Adam guy. I'm not a Shazam person, right? It's just not my corner of the DC universe, right? I love the swamp and I love the ocean, magic, mystical, Egypt, stuff like that. Middle East, not so much, right? I'm just not into it. I just never read anything, and maybe that was an advantage for me. And some people that are fans of it, I've heard, are saying, yeah, it's pretty good. So I'm going to start off by saying some of the stuff that did work. All right. First of all, the greatest strength of this movie is the action. All right. The action is awesome. Right. You don't get a whole lot of, just standing around doing nothing moments. It's just packed with action. It doesn't even feel as long as it did. It was at least a couple hours, but it did not feel that way just because there was so much action in this movie. I love that Black Adam is uninhibited by violence. He chooses violence every single time. The Rock was super charismatic in that role. And I thought that The Rock, being such a prominent person, that we would just see somebody who is just we'll just see The Rock, smiling and doing the people's elbow or the people's eyebrow or whatever. We didn't get too much of that. He was a lot more stoic in this, and I really enjoyed it. He was just super badass. He was just like flicking dudes left and right like flies and stuff, just like, it was awesome. So he was like, yeah, he's not a hero, he's an anti-hero, right? He fights people, he kills people. And you got to think about Black Adam, the time that he comes from too. Like, he's from like 2000 BC or whatever. Like, we're talking about like Old Testament biblical times. If some of you guys are familiar with that, you got like Syrians and you got like the Babylonians, and these were like extremely violent people. So it's not far-fetched to have someone like that have powers also be extremely violent. I think he was kind of mild compared to some of the violence that's described in history from that time period. Anyways, awesome. And the stuff that they got away with this PG-13 just makes me more disappointed in some of the Carnage stuff, because I feel like Carnage versus Venom could have pushed the envelope a little bit more, not after seeing what Black Adam did this. And so The Rock, man, he put his heart and soul into this, and you can tell he marketed the shit out of it, and I thought it was great. It was a hit, dude. I think that this was a hit. The fight scenes, awesome. All right, fight scenes were amazing. It felt like an Injustice video game sometimes, right? When you had Black Adam versus Hawkman, or Black Adam versus Dr. Fate, or Atom Smasher. It just felt like something out of a video game. Like, these are the big fights that comic book fans want to see. I mean, if you hear comic book fans, they're always talking about like, which hero could fight another one, or whatever. Like, we want to see these guys go together. It's kind of like wrestling, right? We want to see the favorite guys go against each other, and that was a very solid part of this movie. That was fun. Hawkman was great. He was persistent. He was rowdy. He was going for it. He sees the world a lot more black and white. He was a very good fleshed out character, and he was feroz. Very awesome. Dr. Fate, super cool dude. Dude's like suave, chill, coming on like Hugh Hefner and stuff like that. Dude was awesome. Great story. I love this story arc. Atom Smasher was pretty good. Most of his jokes hits. Some of them didn't. I think the weakest character was Cyclone. I mean, aesthetically, she was pleasing when she was doing the little spinneroonie stuff. But other than that, she was a pretty flat character. So it is what it is. The villain was okay. It's just somebody to punch on, and that's all right. This is what we wanted, right? Now go back to some of the stuff that didn't work. Oh, first, before I go on, that after scene credits, the mid-credit scenes is worth the price of admission. Just like, I'm just saying it. Most people already know who's gonna show up there, but it's just worth the price of admission. Just check it out. It's just awesome. All right, now some of the stuff that didn't work. By far, the greatest weakness of this movie was the storytelling. Not necessarily the script. The script was pretty good. I thought that they did what they could with the moments that they had. A lot of the dialogue was exposition, right? Because they were literally telling a lot of story on the run, right? Because they had to catch up to the action. But I think the story wasn't like a thriller, all right? Nobody's winning any Oscars here, all right? That's not what they were going for. This movie felt old school, knuckle to face, just straight up action, and that's what you feel like superheroes could be. That's what made superhero movies such a popular blockbuster genre at the theater. It's just all these huge fights and action scenes. So again, the story not the strongest, right? This is not some Alan Moore stuff. This is way different from Batman. I know that a lot of the stories were set by Christopher Nolan's Batman and Dark Knight Rises series, because those were excellent, immaculate stories. But this is an old school action story. So excellent. And I'm not sure how comic accurate it is, because like I said, I'm not familiar with the comics and stuff. But one way I would fix this whole story fiasco is by staying a little bit more true to the comics. I feel like that would fix a lot of DC's problems with the storytelling, is if they just kind of stick with the comics. Like literally the comic book history from the Golden Age all the way to now, you can see they've pretty much laid out an outline for you. There's an outline to get from there to here, and then you can kind of see what worked over the years and what didn't work, and just pull out the best parts of it and just stick to those parts, right? Don't try to like mix match, make a Frankenstein. I feel like that would really work if they kind of stuck to the comic book stories. Again, I've never read Black Adam stories, but I'm sure that there's something different. I also think that the Justice Society was missing. I feel like there was 4 of them. I feel like they needed one more guy, one more girl or gal. Me personally, I would have loved to see Power Girl in it, because she is a Justice Society of America member. And she would just been an awesome, because she loves to scrap too, so it would have been awesome to see her go up against Black Adam with Hawkman and stuff like that. So, but I get it, you don't want to get a Kryptonian in there too fast, because they're hyping up something for the future, right? So you don't want to get a Kryptonian in too fast, especially if it's not Superman. Maybe they can introduce Power Girl later on. That would be awesome in a Justice Society movie. That would be awesome. I would love it to tune in to a Justice Society of America movie. I'm all in. If you get these guys, and then you add maybe 1 or 2 more characters to make that group really mesh. Cyclone still needs work, and Atom Smasher still needs work. Even though I would prefer the Atom, but I think he needs a little bit more work as well. However, Dr. Fate and Hawkman, good to go. So anyways, that's my quick review. All right. Awesome. Loved it. And if you guys are wondering, the woman, she gave it a thumbs up as well. So I'll see you guys on the next one. All right. Stay cool. Peace.